Bit of an update here, and we've been working on getting all the rest of the bike welded up and sealed up and stuff like that. And we're working on the box here, and while we're working on the box, we had to extend some drill bits, and the tap we had to extend to get into a couple areas there. So we've got the box bearing carriers all pretty much built, and we're assembling this thing, and we run into a problem. And the problem is our gears aren't meshing properly. So there was a couple of things we thought that maybe might be the problem, and one was that the line boring that we had done might have been off the mark. But we played around with some eccentric bearing carriers and weren't able to do anything to correct the problem. So we ended up, a friend of mine that did the actual machine work for me has a shop in Winnipeg. He was on holidays in Arizona until a short while ago, and I went to him after he got back, and I showed him our problem, and he looked at it, and he said, no, everything should be good. He says the way he figured it out, it should work. And so I got these pictures. The next day I went back and I showed him this, and he looked at it some more, and I left the parts with him, and he went and reviewed everything there, and he actually sent the pictures to the people that actually did the machining and of the gears out in Ontario, and they got back to him and they said that the teeth weren't meshed the same. They weren't cut the same. The standard cut is like 20 degrees or 20% on the ramp for the gears. And what we have here is a GSXR, and he says for whatever reason those ones are cut at 17.5% or 17.5 degree. So the good news is we had a two-piece input shaft, because at that time when we designed it we didn't know the length that we needed, and now we know the length. So I've redesigned the shaft length and everything, and we're going to end up with a one-piece shaft with only two bearings on the shafts rather than three. So it'll be built a little better and a little stronger. But in the meantime, we have a problem, and we're going to be on hold here for a while. So we're setting up to work on our hill climb for this summer here, and we're going to be using the BSA again, and our Gixxer, and the boy has a 450 Honda and a 250 KTM. So we're going to take some videos of that, and we're going to show some past videos, I guess, in the meantime until we get back on this build. So, hey guys, well, come a long way here. We've got our front brake mounted here, so we've got one brake on it, which makes this legal for climbing. And we've got our pipes mounted nice and solid here now. We don't have that mount on there yet, but we need to get one more. We're one short. We've made our tailpipes to fit on the bottom of the pipes here, and they're just going to exit right underneath the motor here. Our pull start, we're going to use that for a temporary thing there. If this thing performs and works for us, we'll modify that to electric start or whatever. But just with the pull start, we've got our electrical done. We have spark at the plugs, and we also have power at the fuel pump. So, if everything works right, it should run if we put fuel in it and pull it over. We've got our seat mounted nice and solid here. We've got the book ready to go there. The fuel tank is all welded up and ready to go. It's sealed up. The fuel pump is in it. We've pressure tested it, plus we've pressure tested the frame for leaks, and we're good to go. All we have to do is hook up hoses and the throttle cables once we get everything back together here, and this thing should be ready to fire up. So we're not very far away. The next thing we got to do here is we designed a rear fender rather than put some protection on the back side here. We designed this piece for the rear fender, and it's going to mount on a piece there, which will slide as we adjust the wheel. This will slide with it, so it'll always be in time with the wheel. We won't have to remount it all the time. We change the wheel, the fender, and the chain guide, and the brake stay will all move together. So, once we get our box back, we'll get back at it, but for the time being now we're going to be working on our on our BSA and our Gixxer, and he's got a 450 Honda, 250 Honda KTM two-stroker. So we're going to get those tuned up and get ready for the hill climb on Father's Day. Till then, see you later. We'll post a few videos from the hill climb.